It is thought that an animal like a mongoose shook the whole of Japan and deprived of the sleep of countless people. But people took a group of mongooses from an Asian country for their own liberation. But in 25 years, they will never forget what these monsters do to the people of Japan. How will you understand a little later? But yes, this story will teach us how terrible the consequences of playing with nature can be. Let's start with Japan's Amami Oshima. The island was then known for one of its terrifying inhabitants, the habu snake. These snakes were extremely poisonous and aggressive. These 2-meter-long snakes were once considered a curse by the people of the island. Over the years, many people have died, injured, and countless domestic animals have lost their lives due to the venom of this snake. Every year, about 300 to 400 people were victims of this habu snake, many of whom became permanently disabled. The situation was so bad that the people of that Japanese island were afraid to go out even during the day because the habu snakes attacked at any time of the day or night. People's lives were trapped in fear. But this situation could not continue forever. So all the inhabitants of this island started thinking about how to get rid of these snakes. In 1979, scientists came up with a new plan to find a solution to the problem of the dangerous snakes on the island. An animal would be brought from South Asia that would be the enemy of the habu snake, whose poison would not be a problem. That animal is the mongoose. This small animal is famous for chasing and killing snakes. The great speed and courage of the mongoose protect it from the snake's poison. And the mongoose would not only solve the problem of snakes, but also the problem of rats that destroy crops. Everyone thought that the mongoose would be the savior of their island, and so on. First, the local authorities killed 30 mongooses. They took them and released them on Amami Oshima Island, hoping that they would catch the snakes and protect the island. But the problem was not solved. On the contrary, disaster struck. Because nature follows its own rules. The mongoose and the cobra never encountered each other because they were never seen together during the day. Snakes are nocturnal animals, and mongooses would come out to hunt during the day. This was the first shock. They did not encounter the enemy for which the mongoose was brought, but unexpectedly, other common beneficial animals began to become enemies. They looked at the small animals of the island. Not only snakes and rats were caught, but they also began to accept all the rare species of small animals of the island. The biodiversity of the island was constantly collapsing. The rabbits of Amami Island were the most affected by the attacks of the mongoose. The victims were that now they no longer exist on that island. What is more terrible is that the birds of the island are seriously attacked by mongooses. While the mongooses only kill snakes, that was the hope. But their new prey became a curse for the local biodiversity of the island. Their aggressive behavior. The balance of the island's environment began to be destroyed. The locals suddenly began to see huge changes around them. Many of the animals they used to see began to disappear. After all this, the people of that island could not sit quietly, and so the people of that island then began to understand that the mongooses were not killing snakes. Rather, they were causing natural disasters. Then another new war began. This time, the war was between people and mongooses. In the early 2000s, a big campaign to catch mongooses began. People planted rice, poisoned food, and even dogs. The mongoose began to be caught, and panic spread among the people. The mongoose began to increase rapidly in number, and people realized that it was becoming increasingly difficult to deal with their new enemy. The Japanese government finally realized the importance of this great danger, and so in the beginning of 2000, they announced Operation Mongoose Free. It can be thought that the government ordered a mission to free these ordinary mongooses. A special team was also formed to catch the mongoose. A huge operation began on the island, spreading various types of food in traps and even using various dogs trained to catch the mongoose. The operation continued every night. The team continued to operate in different parts of the island, and the operation continued like this for years. Finally, exactly 25 years later, in 2018, the Japanese government announced that the Amami Oshima Island was now completely mongoose-free. But what is the real story? So, here it is with final disappointment. It is true that humans have won the 25-year war with the mongoose, but the damage that all those mongoose groups have done to the island is irreparable. The biodiversity of Amami Oshima has not yet fully recovered. 15 local species of animals have become extinct today. In fact, whenever we fight with nature, the results can be terrible. We have seen once again how we have to remember that protecting the balance of nature is our responsibility, and destroying it means bringing our own danger in the future. Finally, I will say one thing, that we have to remember that the power of nature is always greater than humans, and we will never be able to fight with nature.